Jenna Ortega labeled as toxic entitled star. Stephen DeKnight, a television and film producer, called Jenna Ortega entitled and toxic after she called the writers and producers of Netflix's Wednesday publicly shit. Yikes. On the Armchair Expert with Dax Shepard podcast that aired on March 6th, Ortega revealed that while she was working on the show's set, she had become involved with the script's writing, sometimes even fighting with the script supervisor because she felt very protective of her character. Regarding her initial criticism of the script, Ortega stated, "I don't think I've ever had to put my foot down on a set in the way that I had to on Wednesday because it's so easy to fall into that category, especially with this type of show." Jenna described her reasoning for being as involved in the script writing, saying, "I had to play everything she did, and it didn't make any sense for her character at all. It made no sense for her to be in a love triangle." She says, "Oh my god, I love it," during a line about the dress she has to wear to a school dance. "I can't believe I said that. I actually hate myself. So I needed to go, no, it's basically impossible." She became extremely protective of Wednesday, but you can't lead a story if there isn't an emotional arc because then it's boring and no one likes you. On that set, there were times when I even started changing lines and became almost unprofessional. When I had to meet with the writers, they would ask, "Wait, what happened to the scene?" because the script supervisor thought I was going somewhere. Furthermore, I would need to go through and make sense of why I was unable to do specific things, she said. In other news, the Wednesday actress wanted her character to feel authentic, which is why she took the unprofessional approach. The actress recalled at times becoming unprofessional regarding traditional roles and the expectations placed on actors and writers on a series because this appears to be a problem that was ongoing. During a Netflix Q&A, Ortega reiterated remarks in which she stated that she was blown away by a lot of dialogue like that in an attempt to make her sound human. On the podcast, Ortega also said that some of her protectiveness and disagreements about the character were based on the fact that the show needed to give Wednesday an emotional arc because she was a morbid teen girl. She said, "Wednesday's a teenager. It's funny and cute when you say morbid, offensive things when you're young. However, at that point you become a teen. It's, now you're being dreadful and you know it. There are fewer excuses." Ortega revealed she got involved in a major way and even at one point told Burton that she didn't want a choreographer for the show's now iconic dance scene. The actress mentioned she was involved in the removal of a flash mob scene that had originally been inserted in place of her now iconic dance sequence. At one point, she told producer Burton not to hire a choreographer because she felt overwhelmed and had stopped trusting outside opinion about the character. She was supposed to start dancing and everyone was supposed to pick up on it and start dancing with her. At first it was supposed to be a flash mob. She vetoed that because she didn't get why she would accept that. The actress declared either cut it or have Wednesday knock out someone and then it's done. Overall, the actress stated that when she left the set, her experience on the show affected her confidence. The actress stated, "I can't watch my work, but I can go home from set and say, the scene that we shot today felt good. There was not a single scene in the show on Wednesday when I went home and thought, okay, that should be fine." But the script overhauls and constructive feedback during filming didn't deter the show's producers from working with her again. Not only will Ortega play Wednesday in a second season, but she will serve as an executive producer herself. She has also questioned the origin of recent professional opportunities and ultimately what has made her a favorite. Several people now know her from that. Ortega elaborated, "I think it also adds an additional level of insecurity and stress because it's not my proudest moment internally. Because it's like, no, I'm finally getting offers to these places I want to go, but I don't want to be known for that specifically." Since the show's release in November, a number of Ortega's comments about working on it have attracted attention. The actress previously stated in an interview with Entertainment Tonight that she performed the show's dance sequence while sick and that she was devastated by the fact that she was unable to return to Netflix's You after filming on Wednesday. Even though her breakout hit Wednesday only made her a household name, Jenna Ortega has been a rising star in Hollywood for more than a decade, starting her career when she was just 10 years old. In October 2022, Ortega stated to Who What Wear, "I never really considered it because a lot of what I do is horror and they all have these moody and nasty qualities. But what I love is that they also have a sassy teenage nature. The thing about horror is that it has now become my second home. I've worked on enough of those sets to know what I expect when I go. It appears to be a typical 9-to-5 job. However, Ortega looks for roles that are not at all typical, stating that it is up to the next generation of creatives to accurately portray diverse stories, particularly those involving teenagers. Ortega went on to say, "I really see my young generation taking more control of themselves in the industry, whether it be learning to write earlier, direct earlier, or produce earlier. I think it's really important and empowering because at the moment the majority of teen voices are still being told by older white men. We'll realize that girls are much more than just a stereotype the more that happens." That's the real tea, Jenna. Jenna started her acting career long before she played Wednesday Addams, as we've said. She went on to play notable roles in films like Annie and Insidious Chapter 2 features Harley Diaz from Stuck in the Middle by Disney, Young Jane from Jane the Virgin, Ellie Alves from You, and Tara Carpenter from Scream. She'll be reprising her role as Tara in Scream 6. Let's take a look at some of her most memorable roles. Ortega made her big screen debut with the MCU portion in Iron Man 3, playing VP Rodriguez's little girl who lost her leg. Rodriguez is working with Aldrich Killian to oust the ongoing president and utilize the extremist infection, which has regenerative characteristics, on his girl. For the CW show, Ortega played the younger Jane, who was Gina Rodriguez's character in the flashback scenes. Over the course of the show's 5 seasons, Ortega made an appearance in 30 of them. Ortega stated to Sling TV that Rodriguez, a co-star in Jane the Virgin, and Jennifer Lawrence, an actress in Hunger Games, were her 2 role models. So if you watched you may remember her role as Ellie Alves in season 2 of the show. The neighbor of Joe Goldberg may have been one of Joe's more genuine friendships in the show. Ellie only mentioned in season 3 that Joe is still paying for her to finish her education after appearing in every episode of the 2nd season. Jenna loved playing her character in You, saying that the fact that Ellie has the confidence to say things I wouldn't normally say is one of my favorite things about her. According to Ortega, who spoke with Teen Vogue, "There are so many people like Ellie I know. I just kind of played around with the angst that most teens experience. Spending more time with that version of myself was really all that was needed. It would be amazing to see Ellie come back and take control of her life," Ortega continued. "She would not waste the talent and potential she possesses due to Joe." Jenna Ortega has become a household name since the release of Tim Burton's Wednesday. The show follows Wednesday Addams as she starts school at Nevermore Academy and tries to solve a 25-year-old murder mystery involving her parents. The actress plays the show's main character. The first week of the show saw streaming records broken and it became the most watched show ever on Netflix. Even at the 80th Golden Globe Awards, Jenna was nominated for 2 awards. She was nominated for Best Actress in a Comedy, Musical, or Television Series, and Wednesday was nominated for Best Comedy, Musical, or Television Series. Naturally, this makes us wonder how much money Jenna made from the show and how that affected her overall wealth. Unfortunately, the 20-year-old's Wednesday paycheck is unknown. However, according to Deadline, the starting salaries of actors in Netflix series like 13 Reasons Why and Stranger Things ranged from $20,000 to $60,000 per episode. It's likely that Jenna's starting salary was somewhere on the higher end of that range, given that she was a well-known established actress by the time Wednesday premiered, and that she was also the show's spectacular lead actress. Now, given Wednesday's initial success, it is anticipated that her salary will only rise. It's not out of the question that Jenna could eventually be earning the same amount when Wednesday is renewed. In later seasons, the stars of 13 Reasons Why and Stranger Things began earning up to $200,000 and $300,000 per episode. Her presence on social media also made headlines recently. Jenna added a staggering 10 million new Instagram followers just 10 days after Wednesday's release. On November 23rd, the actress had 9 million followers, and on December, the number had increased to 20 million. Her number of followers now? I guess we just have to check her Instagram to find out. But how might Jenna's large number of followers on social media affect her wealth? Netflix Life claims that she can make over $78,000 per sponsored Instagram post. Her salary is likely to rise in tandem with her growing number of followers. And although Jenna doesn't have a lot of sponsored posts on her grid, she has been successful in major campaigns with major brands like Neutrogena. It's clear that Jenna's career is just beginning and we can't wait to see where she goes next. All that she's accomplished so far has prompted huge money. Jenna has a current net worth of $3 million according to Celebrity Net Worth. However, like her Instagram account, we can only anticipate that number to increase. So what is next for Jenna Ortega? The 20-year-old is on a winning streak at the moment, starring in Tim Burton's Wednesday on Netflix and taking a lead role in Scream 6. Prior to that, Ortega starred as Lorraine in 2022 Slasher X, Ellie Alves in Murder Happy Thriller You, and Phoebe in dark comedy The Babysitter character, Killer Queen. During her opening monologue, Ortega joked that she wasn't as dark and twisted as her recent run of horror roles suggested. She was also a guest host on the iconic SNL show recently. The fact that the 20-year-old actor is currently working on a number of very different projects serves as further evidence of that point. Winter, Spring, Summer, or Fall, which is currently in post-production, sees Ortega reunite with her Wednesday co-star, Percy Hines-White. The drama tells the story of two teens who met and fall in love over 4 days of the year, and is directed by Tiffany Paulson. In Finest Kind, a crime thriller in which two brothers are drawn into a deal with an organized crime syndicate in Boston, Ortega is set to play Nikki alongside Tommy Lee Jones and Ben Foster. The filming, which began in May 2022 and was directed by Brian Helgeland, is currently in post-production. Jake Gyllenhaal, Zendaya, and Ansel Elgort were reportedly set to appear in the film at one point. Miller's Girl, which also stars Martin Freeman and Christine Adams, will be Jade Bartlett's directorial debut. The following is a synopsis of the comedy drama. Between a talented student and a teacher, creative writing assignments produce complex outcomes. The screenplay that Bartlett wrote for Miller's Girl was included on the 2016 Blacklist, which is a list of the best unproduced scripts of the year. At one point, she was working on the script for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Trey Edward Schultz is set to direct this untitled film, which was announced by Deadline last month. The film is based on an original idea from The Weeknd, aka Abel Tesfaye, and the plot is currently being kept a secret, but Ortega and Barry Keoghan are set to star. Reporting the Deadline, after their successful years, both Ortega and Keoghan made it abundantly clear that they wanted this to be their next project, despite considering a number of offers. Michael Keaton expressed interest in making a film that would be a sequel to Tim Burton's 1988 film in 2014 before the script was rewritten in 2017. The movie is now expected to shoot in London in May and June, according to The Hollywood Reporter. Burton and Keaton are likely to return, and Ortega is reportedly in talks to play Lydia's daughter. The second season of Netflix's smash hit Addams Family spinoff Wednesday was announced in January. The show's creators told Netflix's in-house publication, "Creating a show that has connected people all over the world has been incredible. We are delighted to continue Wednesday's difficult journey into season 2, and we can't wait to begin exploring the creepy, spooky world of Nevermore in a new season." It is safe to assume that Ortega will return, refusing to blink once more, given that she narrated the season 2 teaser and expressed her hopes for the upcoming season. Cast news has not been confirmed, but that is all for today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for some more news on your favorite celebrities, and I'll catch you next time on The Rich Life.